Okay, so a quick review on multiplying fractions. We're going to look at two specific strategies today. I'll go over it after I read the word problem really quickly. So on Wednesday, the farmers at the Pico Rivera farm picked 3/5 of a barrel of tomatoes. Thursday, the farmers picked 2/3 as many tomatoes as on Wednesday. How many barrels of tomatoes did the farmers pick on Thursday? Okay, so let's take a look at the situation. We know that the farmers picked 3/5 of a barrel on Wednesday. Thursday, they only picked 2/3 as many tomatoes. So not 2/3 barrels, but 2/3 as many tomatoes as on Wednesday. And we're trying to figure out how many barrels of tomatoes did the farmers pick. Okay. So we learned two different strategies to solve this problem. The first strategy we learned were the parts of parts. And really with this method, what we focused on were drawing the pictures and drawing the parts and representing them from what we have. So let's see. So if they had 3/5 of barrel of tomatoes, we could represent it with the three different methods we learned. One with rectangles, or with circles, or with the number lines. You guys prefer the circles or Oliver's method, so we're going to go ahead and do that right now. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and draw 3 circles. Let's see. 5 circles, because we're trying to represent 3/5. 2, 3, 4, 5 circles. And of those 5 circles, how many will we shade in? Well, if we don't have 3/5 of it, we're going to only shade in 3/5. Okay, from those 3/5, now they didn't do the same amount. They didn't pick the 3/5 of a barrel again on Thursday. They only picked 2/3 of that. So to represent that, we're going to split each of these parts into 2/3. So we could see that we only picked 2/3 the amount. So I'm going to use a different color this time. I'll go ahead and use the magenta. And each of these, we're going to have 2/3. Okay, so how many barrels of tomatoes did the farmers pick? Well, let's take a look. We have, let me use a different color. We have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They picked 6 parts. Okay, out of how many parts are there total? Well, there's 1, 2, 3. Then there's another 3, 6. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 total parts. So they picked 6/15 of a barrel. So if we're looking at parts of parts, well, we have 3/5, and of those 3/5, we only picked 2/3 of that. Okay, so 2/3 of that 3/5 will be 6/15. And of course, we want to simplify this by 3/3 using a giant 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 15 divided by 3 is going to be 5. So they only picked 2/5 of a barrel of tomatoes, whereas on Wednesday they picked 3/5 of the barrel. Okay. Well, what's the other method we learned? After we looked at the parts of parts, we noticed that we found a shortcut, and we could just multiply across. Okay, what we did was we noticed that, okay, well, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that were shaded in were just the numerators. 2 times 3. We had 3 circles shaded in right here. 3 circles shaded in. Each circle had 2 shaded on each circle. So we just multiply 2 times 3 gets 6. So let's see. 2/3 times 3/5. 2 times 3 is 6. And what about the 3 times 5? Well, we had 5 total circles. Okay, we have the 5 total circles. Each circle is broken into how many pieces? Well, each circle is broken into 3 pieces, so 3 times 5 is 15. And again, we'll simplify it the same way, and we get 2/5.